Welcome, everyone. Today is Thursday, November 5th. My name is Erin. Mark is out today, but I'll be doing the performance review for the adaptive entry system for today. Again, Thursday, November 5th. So I know there's a lot of you that like to see the performance. So we have that up here. Every trade that was tracked throughout the day today, starting at 7 a.m. And then the last trade we took was at 3:25. And then you can see here on the daily summary tab. So 9:30 to all signals performed 20 points a profit today. The trend bias trades from 7 to 4 ended up being a losing day, down 40 points. The trend bias 7 to 4 tends to have some very strong days mixed in with that. We've talked about that a little bit in our Q&A last night. Just a couple weeks ago, we had a run of 3 days that were, or really 4 days, we were at 61, 95, 80, 72. So it's important to not get too focused on one singular day, and we'll show you why as we go over to our trading plan. So we encourage you to fill out your trading plan every single day when you are done trading. It's also a good idea to fill it out throughout the market day as well to give you an idea about whether you want to continue to trade or whether you've hit your goal or you're close to your goal and you still like the 1 year projection. And that might give you the answer to whether you want to continue to trade or whether you want to be done for the day. So taking a look here, we're going to start with the all signals from 9:30 to noon. We'll fill that in over here. So again, 9:30 to noon was 20 points. We're trading 3 contracts. That's what we've scaled up to. So 20 points at $20 a point with 3 contracts is $1,200 a profit. There were 11 trades today. Again, we're trading 3 contracts, so that is 33. And then that gives us brings us back here to our net points for the day and net profit for the day. And then we take a look up at these 2 cells up here to give us an idea of what we're looking at for our average profitable days and average losing days. Keeping in mind, as we've mentioned before, that these 2 numbers here are not a straight average of the winning days or an average of the losing days. They're actually weighted based on how many losing days. We've had 29 losing days in the 17, almost 18 weeks that we have been trading. So it weights that average instead. So when we take a look at that, we're still going to, this is such a fine adjustment. We can still make that adjustment to 2310 and then 3560. So that's keeping then true with what our actual run rate has been, continues to forecast that out. This is all starting with a $5,000 account, only trading from 9:30 to noon, so very limited amount of trading. And then you can see just starting with the $5,000 account, right now the account balance is up to 52,000 or 52,000, and we have a projection for the 12-month forecast to be over 169,000. And again, that's just starting with $5,000 balance and never investing more than 10% of the balance. Now, we do have a limit of 3 max contracts here. So we're well below 10% of the balance. If we wanted to move that higher, we could look at what would happen if we decided we wanted to trade 5 contracts. Again, never any more than 10% of the current balance. And so 5 contracts, you can see that that performance is obviously higher because you're scaling your contracts higher. If you go to 10 contracts, if you continue to scale up to 10 contracts, puts you at 442. But all we're doing is being very conservative, just looking at trading 3 contracts max and what that forecasts out to. So for the all signals, 9:30 to noon, no more than 3 contracts at a time. It forecasts out to $169,706 in 1 year, starting with just a balance of $5,000. And so then the other category that we track is more for full-time traders that want to just trade the trends. It's from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time, trading the trend bias signals and the trend bias continuation signals. So we'll go over to record today's performance. So just like the last category, we're only trading up to 3 contracts. So we did have a losing day today of 40 points. It's at $20 a point, and then at 3 contracts. So we ended up losing $2,400 today. On the amount of contracts we have, we traded 15 trades at 3 contracts, so that's 45 total contracts. So this week has not been a strong week, unfortunately, so far for trend bias from the 7 to 4. And a lot of that has to do with the choppiness that we've been seeing with some of the pre-market that's been going on. It seems to be getting a little bit better during the regular market session, but there is a lot of unknown that's out there right now. And so the market's been easy to react and a little bit more of that back and forth and not as strong trends, especially in that pre-market time. So 1 week, there will be bad weeks, there will be good weeks. Just like just a couple weeks ago, we didn't have a single losing day where we had 50, these are net profits, so almost 60, 91, 77, 70, nice profits in here. We'll see what Friday brings. But right now, this week is just an underperforming week. It's nothing that that's going to cause us to change anything, any of our approach, especially this far into our tracking. We know what our performance is. We'll adjust even with the negative 4 days this week. Our averages haven't adjusted too significantly. So our profitable days go from 34.91 to 34.52. And then our negative day goes from 28 to 30.15. So nothing too substantial that's changing either way. With this new adjustment to the run rate, we still have a fantastic forecast for 12-month, again, starting with a $5,000 account. Never investing more than 3 contracts. We'll lock in the 3 contracts that we did for today. And never more than 10% of the account balance. So far for this specific trading strategy, 7 to 4 trend bias signals, starting with a $5,000 account, the current balance is $106,000, almost $107,000. And the 12-month forecast is $329,115. So again, an amazing projection for 12 months, just starting with a $5,000 account. Even if we don't look at that projection, going from a $5,000 account and looking that we're already up to $106,000. Again, just starting with a $5,000 account, simply just scaling the contract slowly up to 3 contracts, never using more than 10% of the current account balance. This is assuming that the margin is $500 per contract, which it is at infinity most of the time, but even with their increase in the past couple days in post-market and pre-market, we're still at a 10% account balance. And that's the important thing, is we only want to have the margin be 10% of the account balance. And so that helps us with our contracts as well. that helps project out how many contracts we want. Again, if we wanted to trade more than 3 contracts, if we wanted to scale up to 5 contracts, that's obviously going to increase the 12-month forecast. But even keeping it very conservative at only 3 contracts maximum at a time, starting with a $5,000 account and being able to grow it in just a year to over 300,000. I think that speaks worlds of the adaptive entry system that we have been trading and tracking. Keep in mind, these are 2 different variations, and there are also 2 different time frames. The one that we're looking at right now that forecasts out to 329,000 is trading all day, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time, but taking the trend bias signals. And then the one that forecasts out to almost 170,000 is only trading 9:30 to noon. So we get a question a lot about, well, what if I don't have time to trade all day, or what if I only have time to trade in the morning? Absolutely. This still has the flexibility to work for your schedule. We use this tracking spreadsheet to track all the trades throughout the day. And you can see right here our averages. So there's 7 a.m. to noon, almost up $750 a day. Here's our 9:30 to noon that we track, averaging about $352 a day. Here's the trend bias, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is the other category we track, almost up $600 a day that it's averaging. You can also trade all signals, 7 to 4. That is the best performing. So it's taking every signal all day from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. It's up about $1,200 a day, which is roughly 60 points of profit a day. And if you're in our live trading room and you want to know what performance is for a specific time, just feel free to send us a note. We can always look at that. Let's say you only have time to trade from, let's take a look at 7 o'clock to noon, and you want to include fractals. So fractals is something else that we've been tracking. So all signals and fractals from 7 to noon averages about almost $952 a day. So because of all the data that we have built into this tracking spreadsheet, we're able to look that up, get an idea of really what the best times are to trade, what the performance looks like. We have the ranking here of the variations that we like to focus on. And the number 1 performing right now is all signals 7 to 4. It has the highest profit. It also has the lowest amount of losing days. And the win-loss ratio, while it's not the highest, it's right in there, right around where the others are, all about 74%. So again, it's important to not get caught up on a specific day or even a specific week. Use your personal trading plan, plug in where you are. Make sure to do that throughout the market day too. If you ever are asking yourself, oh, I have profit, should I stop for the day? The trading plan will help you make that decision. You can always switch to sim and continue to trade and continue to track. But if you have profit and you're plugging it into your trading plan and you like where that 12-month forecast is, that will help you decide whether you want to stop trading or not for the day. It's really a key tool, this personal trading plan. So I don't see any questions out there. We won't have a daily performance review tomorrow or Monday, but I will be back on Tuesday to review both Friday and Monday and Tuesday's performance. We'll cover all 3 on Tuesday, right around 3:30, and of course post the video in the trade results on both the optionsmoneymaker.com website and the newscycletrading.com website. So thank you all for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.